Yes guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we got a very special video, as you'll tell by the title of this video, Q&A with Chizzle. So she is leaving me today guys. She's off to Australia for the 3 weeks. The time has finally come. We have to say our goodbyes. It's going to be lots of tears, but not before we go and we grab a little bit of a coffee before we hit the road. It's 10 to 12 now. We're going to leave at probably like 12:30ish. Give ourselves plenty of time to get down there. We're going to drop Chloe off like at least 3 hours before her flight, just so I'm not home at like 10 o'clock at night. But she'll be fine. She'll need a Heathrow airport. You know, she's not traveling with me, so she'll need that extra little bit of time to find her bearings and know where she's going and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be very scary traveling the whole way across the world without me to hold her hand while she's going through all the airport security and, you know, having to get trains and, you know, having to use Google Maps. And she's not the best director on Google Maps, you know, that's normally my job. So
I get there in the end though. I do.
Yeah, she gets there in the end. That's true. She's many a time, guys, many a time swayed me in the wrong direction when we've been off out and about for the day. Anytime I leave her on Google Maps duties. So yeah, she's not to be trusted from that perspective, but she'll be all good. She'll be all good. So into Costa now, a little Americano, maybe a little muffin, and we'll hit the road. My client, Chloe, actually very kindly sent me a voucher for Christmas for myself and Chloe to get a coffee. So big shout out to Chloe. Thank you very much. We're gonna enjoy it now. Any other of my clients watching this, take note. You know my email. Vouchers at the ready. Come get it. Nah, I'm only joking, guys. I should really be the one giving everyone else a voucher, to be honest. So that was a very nice gesture for Chloe. I really do appreciate it. So we'll have a coffee on her, and we'll hit the road and we'll answer a couple of your questions. I was very disappointed with the turnout of questions that I got, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So I may potentially put up another question box whilst we're in Costa now and put up like a not gonna lie link, because I forgot to do that the last time. And I feel like sometimes when people ask questions, they like to ask those sneaky little anonymous questions, you know? So I'll put up another question box now and see did we get any nibbles on that one. But yeah, we'll grab our coffees now, guys, and we'll catch up with you shortly.
Careful.
Chloe's got her brand new pink trackie on as well, styling. And what do I have on, Chloe? Show them. I've also got my brand new Represent pants I was waiting for 3 weeks for. So I got a large. They were painted on to me, exchanging for an extra large. They fit my thighs now, but they're a little bit baggy around the waistband. But look, we'll get away with them, won't we?
You will.
Alright guys, we are on the road and I don't have to make a turn for 56 miles, so now is the perfect opportunity to record this Q&A. Apologies if there is a slight like hum in the background or anything like that, or my voice sounds a little bit weird. In the last vlog where we did our quiz on the way to Manchester, I did have to like voice isolate quite heavily just because of the noise in the background. But when I'm recording on this, I can't use my mic because otherwise it doesn't really pick Chloe's voice up enough and it just kind of sounds a little bit off. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. If the audio is a little bit off, I do apologise. It is what it is. But yeah, so we're going to answer your questions. Chloe has got the first one here. Dara Jordan, a long time subscriber and follower of the channel. He actually asked this question, so that's the first one we're going to answer. So it was asked on one of my YouTube videos, and then I've got the Instagram Q&As up in front of me here. So Chloe, do you want to read out the question?
Okay. I need to remember to shout. How long have you and Chloe been together? So will I just do that as the first part of the question?
Yeah.
Because we've been together nearly 5 years, guys. 5 years on the 21st of May.
Yeah. She actually remembers. Chloe has, year after year, forgotten the date of our anniversary, up until the point where she got me this Cata ring and she engraved the anniversary date on the inside of it.
I got us matching ones.
And she's done that on her own ring, so now she has no excuse to forget the date. Normally it's the man who forgets the date, but anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know why I don't remember what I do.
Doesn't love me enough, you know.
And then the second part of that question is, what did you notice first about each other, looks and personality?
I'm going to let Chloe answer that first.
Well, he basically, how I noticed him was he was reacting flame emojis to my Instagram stories for a little bit of time. And then he added me on Snapchat and we just got talking from there. And he sent me a few talking videos and that really took me off guard. I feel like that's what really got me feeling, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. So fellas, take note. If you're grafted way the bird, and you're trying to get her attention, just send her a fucking video, take her by surprise. This was actually something that I used to do more so as a screening process, because I went on a couple of dates back in the day, and you know when you're just like Snapchatting someone and you're sending them like just pictures back and forth, you know, and it's just text message, you don't really get a feel for the person, right? And like there's a few dates I went on where it was like just somebody who like I seen on Instagram, I slid in their DMs, I started Snapchatting them, and then I met them in person. I'd literally collect them, they'd be in the car for 2 minutes, and I'd be like, oh fuck, this girl is an absolute fucking weirdo, and I'm stuck with her for the whole entire day. So after that happening, on 1 or 2 occasions, I was like, nah, I need to be like getting a good feel for someone's personality before, you know, I meet up with them. So like if you're sending someone a video where you're talking and you're speaking to them instead of just sending them a Snapchat, then if they send you a video back, you kind of get a little bit more of a feel for what their personality is like, their tonality, you know, the way they're talking, the way they're speaking, and you can very quickly gauge whether they're a fucking weirdo or not, basically. Okay?
He was like the first person I'd ever sent, like, aside from one of like my girlfriends, a boy that I'd sent a video of me like talking face to my phone, like talking back to him. And my sister was in the bedroom with me at the time, and I remember being like, do I reply with a video, or do I just send a picture? Or she was like, nah, just send a video. And then we were both trying to do it for about 5 minutes, and we were bursting out laughing. But
yeah, because like a normal girl, like they're not expecting that, right? And like if you've a good looking girl that you're trying to get off of, right? Like Chloe, for example. I'm sure the first time I Snapchatted Chloe, I wasn't the only person Snapchatting her trying to get her attention. Alright? So if every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry beta male out there is just sending her pictures with dead conversation, but I'm sending her a video with a little bit of personality, it immediately differentiates you from the pack, you know what I mean? So like, you know, that's just the kind of the way I see it.
And like one thing is as well, I don't like texting really anybody at all.
She was like trying to draw blood out of a stone actually when I was chatting to her.
Like
initially.
I try to shut the conversation down as quickly as I can because I just am not interested. So I feel like he got a feel for my personality because I was sending videos, and he can see that I'm actually quite funny.
Yeah, I think without that I probably wouldn't have ended up meeting her in the first place. And then as well, obviously, like, she doesn't so much anymore because I'm after rubbing off her, but when I first met Chloe, she had a very, very thick Cork accent, and I'm a slut for a Cork accent, I must say. So, you know, obviously then that was another factor as well. But yeah, I suppose that kind of got her attention when I just sent her the videos. There was something else I was going to say on that as well, actually. I can't remember. Yeah, just like, you're very quickly going to know basically if someone is weird or not. And actually, if you are Snapchatting a girl, you send her a video and she doesn't send you a video back, red flag straight away. Why? She's probably just a fucking really insecure person, and like, that's just not someone that you want to be meeting up with, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, in terms of me, what attracted me to Chloe, I'm going to go with more like personality traits here, more so than anything else. So like, I remember when I first met Chloe, right? I've said this before, I've mentioned this before. She was a little bit like, she had like obviously some fitness content on her Instagram, 1 or 2 pics in the gym or whatever the case may be, but not major. Like, you wouldn't have thought this one was like really, really into the gym, right? And then when I actually met up with her, she was on a photo shoot prep, and like, I knew she was like absolutely on it. And like, once I was chatting to her and seeing what she was doing day in, day out, in the gym, on the treadmill, in the gym in the morning time, in the gym in the afternoon time, in the gym in the evening time, I was like, she is fucking on her shit. And I'd just come off the back of a competition prep, right? So I was like very much in bodybuilding at this stage. And because I like just started to go through that process of like giving up the drink and staying away from that whole going out scene, I wasn't really looking for somebody who's like going out drinking basically all the time. I was looking for someone who's into the gym. And like, I was with 1 or 2 people like that before Chloe. But what they would perceive on Instagram was not what was actually going on in reality. And you can actually say this about the fitness industry today. A lot of online coaches even then portray a certain thing on Instagram, and behind the scenes they're talking through their fucking arse, right? Chloe was almost like the opposite of that. She like wasn't portraying something on Instagram at all, and then behind the scenes she was actually really, really on it. And that taught me two things. Like, number one, obviously, that she was very disciplined. And that was like a very attractive quality for me, probably one of the more attractive qualities for me. I don't like lazy people. Chloe was not lazy, so I was like, big thumbs up there. And the second thing, I was like, right, she's not like signaling. She's not fake, she's not full of shit. You know the way most girls are all about like their image and their Instagram and the way, you know, they're trying to portray, they're trying to peacock basically for males. Chloe was just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about any of that sort of stuff. And like, I feel like that's more real and more authentic. So that was like a big draw as well for me. So they were like two things there. And then she was just herself, to be honest. Even the first couple of days we went on, she was just unapologetically herself. Like a lot of things that I suppose normally girls would hold back in terms of their personality around you to try and like impress you on the first couple of dates or whatever. Chloe just did not give a fuck. And again, that was something that I really like respected, appreciated, and it was very attractive because I just feel like she was confident in who she was as a person.
Yeah, he kept telling me, you've really taken me by surprise.
Said that to you once. Said that to you once.
Yeah, anyone that meets me always says, I'm one of a kind. There's nobody you'll ever meet that's like me.
No, she's definitely not like
I'm not your average girl, that's all I'd say.
yeah, she's not a basic bitch, to be honest. And I was sick of those by the time I met Chloe. So yeah, that's like, actually, I got another question. What 3 traits do you like in each other the most? And there we go. I think that's for Chloe. I think like her discipline, definitely one of them. The fact she's so real. And one thing that if anyone out there knows Chloe, has met Chloe, right? Chloe's one of the most likable people ever. And one of the reasons I think she's very likable is because if you ever meet her, she will ask you about you. She's not really self-absorbed. So like, people are very drawn to Chloe, and people open up to Chloe quite a lot because like, she will ask them tons of questions. How are you? And what do you do for work? And do you like that? Blah, blah, blah. She's not just like, just glazes past something and just moves on to talking about herself. Do you know, like most people are kind of like that? Well, not most people, but like, people normally don't really ask you questions about yourself and your life and are genuinely interested and will genuinely listen to you, especially straight off the bat when you first meet them. Whereas Chloe's very like that, and I feel like that's why a lot of people like Chloe. So I think that's like a really good trait that she has, because I feel like I'm not really like that at all, to be honest.
I know Dara's like, so this is what's going on with me. I was 100 whatever kg today. I'm blasted. This is how much you're taking.
Oh my god. What 3 traits do you like the most in Chloe?
I think he's really hardworking. People probably, I don't know, like the audience get that vibe, but I obviously see what goes on behind the scenes. Like, I've been there since like this has really started.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's funny, you know, but he's a bit uptight as well.
Oh, very uptight.
So like, I feel like some people wouldn't understand our banter. But
Nah.
we get on like house and fire because of how we're similar in like certain ways. So yeah, I do like how uptight he is as well.
You like that?
Sometimes, yeah, I do. Because I feel like,
Give me an example. In what way? Because you don't, like, one of the things Chloe hates is just being nagging her for long.
oh, he loves to nag me. Loves to nag me.
I do really love to nag her, but she doesn't fucking listen to him. Like, Chloe, make sure you put this in this spot or whatever, and then time and time again she just doesn't do it. Or, because I do the washing at home, make sure you turn your socks the right way around. Don't have them inside out. Chloe has all her clothes inside out, and especially with socks, because like, when we're training in the gym, right, we walk around in our bare feet, and your socks get filthy when you do that. But if you then take your sock off inside out, all the dirt is on the fucking inside, man, and it doesn't get cleaned. So like, she's putting socks in the wash that aren't going to get cleaned, you know? And I've said this to her loads and loads of times, but it just still doesn't compute. And she still has the socks inside out. And then I'll go mad at her one day, and then she'll do like a week where she's the socks the right way around, and then all of a sudden they're just inside out again.
Yeah, but like, sometimes, you know, very rarely I'll ever snap, but when I do, you know, snap back off then.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot.
You've probably snapped me like 2 or 3 times ever, to be fair.
It takes a lot to push me over the edge. When I'm pushed over the edge, I'm not happy.
Yeah, that's when I know. I'm like, okay, I better leave her off here. What other traits? Any other traits?
What have I said? Hardworking.
Yeah.
Your uptightness.
What about the uptightness? Do you like them?
I don't know, it just makes me feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I get a sick thrill off it.
What?
You know?
I don't understand that at all.
I don't know. I just do get a small bit of a sick thrill off it.
Not
So I
feeling
like,
uptight. Why?
so I like to push it the wrong way then, and I just get a bit of a rise out of it.
Yeah, true.
You know.
True.
And if anyone's met it, you'll understand how uptight he is about something. So just go, oh my god.
I think I'm a massive perfectionist, like massively. Like, and I always get angry and I always snap over like very small things. Whereas big things don't really bother me. You know, big things that would bother someone else, they kind of just go over my head. But like, I will lose the plot over like the tiniest little things. Like such insignificant things. That's just because of like, they just get to me for some reason. Or I don't know how to explain it, but anyway. So yeah, that was a good question though, Ed. That was a good question. And the second part of Ed's question, right? What's the happiest relationship memory? That's a good one. That's a very good question, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I think our first trip when we came over here, I feel like that's when it all kind of just took off.
Yeah, that's when it all took off. So like, I'd gone down to Chloe like a couple times, maybe 2-3 times, and she'd come up to me once or twice, and I think the date in Coaching Gone was actually good as well. So like,
oh, that day came my first time I'd ever stayed in a boy's house, and I told my mum I was staying in my friend Jane's house at the time, and I brought my meals with me because I just did. And we seen his brother's room, and I was up all night getting sick, and his mum was trying to.
You are telling this arse-race.
Yeah, I know, but what?
You're just coming out with things here, right? So basically, right, at the time I was living in my grandmother's house, and she had a little granny flat out the back. There was a granny flat out the back of my granny's flat, right? So I had my own door to the house, I had my own like little kitchen, and like I had an ensuite bedroom or whatever, right? So like, my gran obviously was like, you know, she was old at the time. She didn't even fucking leave the sitting room. She'd just be watching telly or whatever. So like, Chloe came up once or twice, and she stayed with me like in the granny flat, and like my grandmother didn't know. My grandmother would have been like very religious, right? So it was like, you know, like don't get with someone until you're married sort of thing. Like, so I couldn't really like say, oh yeah, Chloe, stay in the house with me. It's just some bird I'm seeing, you know. My gran would have been having none of that. So I just like snuck Chloe up, said nothing obviously to my grandmother, said nothing obviously to my family, okay? And then the car I was driving at the time, well, long story short, I drove it through a flood and I wrote the fucking thing off, okay? So I had to borrow my sister's car, right? And I remember like, I was like, oh fuck, I had plans this weekend, like going mad or whatever. And my mum was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, do you know, I'm kind of like seeing this girl sort of thing. I need to like collect her, blah, blah, blah. So my sister gave me a lend for a car at the time. And then mum was like, and like, where's she staying? And I was like, oh, I was just gonna like, you know, stay on the granny. So my mum was like, you can't be fucking doing that, even though Chloe had already come up with me twice, right? So mum was like, she can stay here. And I was like, oh, it's a weird one, because like I'd never had anyone to the house like that I wasn't like in a relationship with, you get me? So I was like, but I was like, it's all right. It's like, I feel like this is going somewhere, so I'll take the chance sort of thing. So I collected Chloe, and she was in the car for about 5 minutes. We just left Cove, and I was like, oh yeah, by the way, like, you know, don't freak out now, but like, you know, want me staying in my home house? And Chloe was like, lost the plot. Like, she thought obviously I was crazy, but I was like, it's chill, it's no big deal.
I was thinking.
She was like, drop me home now, and I was like, you're all right, you're grand. And she was like, no, I'm being serious. And I was like, oh, so it was like there was a lot of tension for a while.
I was thinking in my head, I went out to this guy twice, and he wants me to meet the family, the sisters, and the 2 dogs already. I'm actually not well.
Yeah, it wasn't really about that though. I was just like,
that's what it was to me though.
I know, yeah. Chloe made a bigger deal of it than it actually was.
And like, that was like, for like whole, I don't know, relationships before Dara, I had never done anything like seen anyone that was like this far away, or like stayed in anyone's house, or like whatever.
Oh, he was very innocent. She was an angel, basically, before she met me.
So when I went up to his house, I remember at the time like being kind of nervous, because it's just something I wouldn't have really done, and like, yeah, and then that got sprung on me, and it wasn't computing in my head, and I was just like, oh fuck. And he was like, oh no, it's grand. And I was kind of thinking, maybe for another girl this is grand, but like, this is not normal.
Yeah, I was like, what's the big deal? I was like, this is grand, like, it's chill, like, don't worry about it, sort of thing. But Chloe was having a fucking meltdown. But anyway, fuck, I got on a right tangent here. So like, that time she came up to me, we went on a date, we went to climb Cumshincon Mountain in Waterford. If anyone's ever in Ireland, go climb Cumshincon, great day. And I feel like that was just like a really good day. And then after that, the gyms had closed in Ireland. I had just signed up with Cuba. I was doing a mini cut with him at the time. And we went into like third lockdown in Ireland or something fucking silly. And I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm going over to Rotterdam and I'm going to train. I remember texting Cuba and being like, can I fucking train in your gym if I come over? He was like, yeah, of course. So I asked Chloe to come with me, basically. And she was just like, a bit like, oh, I don't know. Like, we weren't together at this time. I was like, come over to England with me for like 3 weeks. And she did. And then I think obviously when we were over there, we were like staying in the same apartment, staying in the same bed, spending a lot of time with each other. And that kind of like accelerated the relationship, if that makes sense. Because up until that point, I'd meet her at the weekend, right? Because I was working during the week. I was still working as an accountant. She was working in the gym. So I might like meet her on a Friday night or a Saturday night or whatever. And then that just kind of really sped it up and escalated. And I suppose there you go. So I feel like that was quite a happy memory. First couple of dates. Everyone's always going to say that, aren't they, right? First couple of dates would be a happy time. Right?
Yeah, no, we've done some good things. Like, we've been to Vegas twice. Obviously, like, the last time we were in Vegas was way better than the first time. I feel like whenever I look back on that, I think, geez, that was a fantastic trip. Like, we have some great memories from that.
Yeah, that was sick.
When we went to Turkey, that was a great holiday. We have some great memories from there.
Yeah. I suppose all the holidays we went on have been pretty good. Like, we went to Croatia as well for 2 weeks. I was fucked during that holiday though, but it was still good.
We
like.
went to like Flip Lakes and what was the other place we went to? They were like fabulous, like so good.
Yeah, Croatia's a beautiful country, to be fair. It really is. But yeah, I don't know, even happy relationship memory. All great memories. I even feel like this year, just like after my show, I feel like that was quite a happy memory for me. Not just like for the show itself, but just kind of like, I don't know, people don't really see like the behind the scenes of everything that goes on. Like, obviously I'm quite open with sharing my life on social media, right? And like, I do share some of the bad things as well as some of the good things. But at the same time, not that it's a highlight reel, but it's still a super summarized version of like what's actually going on. And I think like all the tough times that happen, or when you're struggling mentally, and like all the thoughts that go through your head, all that stuff gets vocalized to Chloe, and all those conversations are had between the two of us. Do you know what I mean? And Chloe's very good at like, anytime I have been struggling, whether it's been like business-wise with clients or bodybuilding-wise, thinking, oh, do I have what it takes to make this or whatever. She's been like very stable, very steady, and like very positive and supportive for me in like what I'm trying to achieve. And like almost believes that I'm going to do it more than I do myself sometimes. And I've got quite strong self-belief. So I feel like this year then, when I did like win that show in Ireland, like that was like a huge moment for like us, I feel like, more so than just myself. You get me? Like, all I wanted to do after that show was just like spend time with Chloe, just like, you know.
Yeah, and then we kept getting interrupted eating.
Yeah.
And I wanted a headbutt a few times. I did. I was thinking, fuck off, because obviously I dieted when he dieted. I was like, this is my first off-plan meal in months. Get away from me.
yeah. But yeah, no, that was a good core memory.
Yeah, it was good.
So hopefully this year it'll be even bigger and better again. Let's get it.
Yep.
All right, next one. So, where do you stand in regards to marriage and or kids? Can't be the only one wondering. It's funny because like I thought I might have mentioned this on the YouTube channel, and I probably have recently. But we've been talking about this a lot between the two of us over the last fucking year or so, to be honest, like a lot, right? And we're already kind of planning towards that. Now, like marriage, I mean, like, oh yeah, like, are we going to get married? Like, yeah, we will, but like,
it's not like super urgent. Ideally, I'd like an engagement ring just to have something on my hand, but like the wedding doesn't have to happen tomorrow. But
yeah, exactly. And to be honest, like, we don't even know if we want a traditional wedding because neither of us drink, right? I would love a traditional wedding for like my family and just like the day would be nice and stuff like that as well. But obviously, like, you're spending tons and tons of money, and then it's like, wow, I'm just hosting a piss up for all my friends and family. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it would be actually very enjoyable for us, to be honest, based off how we live our life. So we might just have a very small wedding. I don't know, I kind of like a big wedding, and there's parts of me that kind of like a small wedding. But to be honest, the wedding isn't the priority. I feel like the kids are the priority, you know what I mean? So like, especially for me, I try and plan everything out as much as possible. And I've got a kind of timeline in my head for like, you know, what I want to achieve and like bodybuilding wise and then having kids and stuff like that. Like, look, we're probably going to have kids in the next probably 3 years. Within the next 3 years, like, Chloe will be pregnant for sure. So, like, obviously for me, this is a big year because, like, I really want to fucking turn pro this year. I really do. And, like, look, does it happen in someone's first year going for a pro card? Probably not. If people chased it for years and years and years. But if I need to take a break and I need to take a step back from bodybuilding to have a family, that would be prioritized over having a pro card. It will, because for me, that's kind of like always been like the ultimate like life goal for me. It's just been like having a family, right? And I'm big on having kids. Like, I really want to have kids, and I kind of want to have as many kids as I can afford, to be honest, and everyone else tells me, oh well, you have a kid, you won't think that, blah blah. But I'm from a massive family, like, even I've got 31 first cousins. You know what I mean? So, like, I've got huge family, loads of aunts and uncles, loads of cousins. My mom's family is big. She has 4 siblings. My dad has 6 siblings. So, like, I'm used to having a lot of family around, and I kind of want a big family myself. I feel like in this modern day and age, people just want to have 1 kid or 2 kids, or as little kids as they possibly can have. I don't know, is it from a financial perspective or just a hassle perspective or whatever, but I'm the other way around. I just feel like, I don't know, as a fucking human being, your whole purpose in life is to procreate and have a kid. And I don't really understand people who don't want to have children. I mean, each their own, but it's like, fair enough, like, when you're selfish with your time, when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, like, oh, I don't want to have kids. And it's like, yeah, you go off, you do all these things, you spend all your money on yourself, etc. But it's like, you turn 40 and it's like, what, you're still going to be alive for another 40 years? I mean, it's like, what do you actually want to do with the rest of your life, bro? Like, what are you going to do with your life if you don't have kids? I mean, like, how fucking boring is your life going to be? That's kind of the way I see it. So yeah, it's definitely something we're thinking about, right? Marriage, that can wait. Kids. Oh, you get off your phone.
Sorry.
Rude. We're doing a Q&A. You've had your head in the phone for the last 15 minutes without me talking. What a cunt.
I know the story, guys. I don't need to listen. We're going to have kids within the next 3 years.
Yeah. And obviously then with the bodybuilding stuff, it's like fertility comes into play, running a fertility protocol, all that other sort of stuff. So, yeah, I have a rough timeline in my head. But mini D back inbound very soon. All right. What were you going to say?
Ideally, I'd only like 2 kids. He told me he's not going to get to snip after that, so...
3 kids at a minimum. I mean, 2 kids, I'm sorry. Anyone who comes from 2-kid families. It's just not a family. It's just not a family.
I want 2 girls close in age like me and my sister. And then after that, I'm easy.
As long as the first kid is a boy, it's the most important thing to me. Just want the eldest to be a son, be like the head of the family sort of thing. Protect everyone else.
We were talking about this a while ago, and I think eventually, whenever I do get pregnant, please God, that I'm going to try doing as naturally as I can, like natural birth, no epidural.
Just raw dog it.
Raw dog
it, baby. Right, next question, because this is going to fucking drag on otherwise. Has doing preps ever taken a toll on the relationship? Absolutely not, even in the slightest. If anything, it's probably helped the relationship. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very common question that people ask, like, bodybuilding couples to prep, and I feel like it really strains a lot of relationships. It's the complete opposite for me, Joy. I mean, we are just so in sync when we're on prep. It just doesn't affect us at all. If anything, it actually makes things easier, because when I first got with Chloe, I was in my off season and she was doing her first prep, and towards the end of that, obviously, you know how it is, you get very emotionless and you get a little bit snappy, etc. And I kind of like, struggled to kind of deal with that with Chloe because she was a little bit colder. And then we prepped together in 2023, and like towards the end, when I started getting, a little bit cold and emotionless and a little bit snappy, she was getting a little bit cold and emotionless and a little bit snappy. So like, if the 2 of us like snapped at each other or weren't really giving each other much love and affection, it was just water off the duck's back, right? Because both of us were like that. So it made things very easy, and we both completely understood. So, if anything, preps have helped our relationship. That's going to sound fucked up because I know a lot of people will say that. What's your take, Chloe?
Yeah, no, I just think if you do have a partner and she's not into it, you just need to sit her down and explain. And towards the end, it might get a little bit difficult, but it's only going to be for a short period. and it's not going to be forever.
Yeah.
Because most people think they're doing something wrong. That's why you're a bit short-tempered, whatever, if they've never done it themselves. So you need to really communicate that if you're struggling with your partner.
Yeah, and like even if you do communicate it, unfortunately your partner probably still won't understand to a certain degree because they've never like been there. They've never been in that like prep zone, and they don't understand how like much low food can affect just how you are as a person and low body fat levels. But you know, they just need to really try to understand, and they need to not like hold certain things against you. And if they do, bin them off and find another partner, right? Because you probably shouldn't be with them in the first place if they're going to be that much of a cunt about it. Not going to lie, you know. It's not easy though being with a bodybuilder if you're not a bodybuilder yourself, to be honest.
I'm not a bodybuilder.
Oh, you are, right. We're going to move on from that because I'm not even having that. I'm not even having that stupid conversation like the Chloe's more of a bodybuilder than a lot of fucking professional bodybuilders that I know. Let alone fucking...
I just like to eat my meals and go to the gym and do my steps. I don't like to claim bodybuilding as a title. So I think most people I see post on Instagram that say, oh, want to be IFBB Pro, this, that, and the other, and I'm just thinking, fuck off.
Yeah.
I think you have to earn your stripes, and I'm not there.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck, marry, kill, Cybex, Prime, Nautilus. I'll let you answer that first.
I'm not really a equipment
Just
nerd.
answer the question.
And marry Cybex.
Yeah.
Nautilus, what was the other one?
Prime.
I kill Nautilus and I...
Fuck Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Just because the Cybex stuff is just so sturdy, so classic, can't go wrong with it. Prime stuff, some of it's really, really good, but some of it is like actually not the best, and it always fucking breaks as well and shit, so yeah. Jack, Kinsey Clough, my man, one of the best classic amateurs in the country. Well, technically he's a pro bodybuilder, but he's a natty pro bodybuilder, so he's revoked his natty pro bodybuilding card to join the dark side. Now he's going to take over. So once he actually gets up to 100 kilos, we're all fucked, because he looks bigger than me and he's like 91 kilos. Bro's got bird bones, so he does bodybuilding nicks. Jack asks, Chloe, your bodybuilding nicks.
I think for me it's... I don't mind if people don't train with their shoes on. It's when they have no socks on. Like, put the socks on. I don't want to see your scrubby little toes in the gym. But you can wear your socks, because I like to train in my socks too. Just leave the feet for being at home.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind, like, taking off the socks and having the bare feet if you're doing, like, a big heavy deadlift, right? If you're natty and you're wearing your MBW jumper and you're only deadlifting 2 plates per side, then you can fuck off with that shit, you know what I mean? You're not Jordan Peters. But aside from that, I think, yeah, it's a bit retarded. Like, there is one young lad in our gym. I don't know if he watches my videos or not. Don't know what your name is. If you watch the videos, I'm sorry, dude. But he takes off his socks and just fucking walks around the gym. And like, I seen him the other day, right? He was on like the lat pull down or something. And he put his socks back on, right? Then he like walked over to like prime seated low row, and then he took the socks off again and started like doing his sets on a pin loaded row machine with his bare feet. I was like, what's going on here, you know? But anyway.
Also, another one for me is when I see people lifting little biscuits on their machines and they're screaming at the top of their lungs like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I understand if it's a heavy set, but like, most of you don't be lifting that heavy, guys.
Yeah, the screaming in the gym is a little bit of a contentious one, right? Because like, if I'm pushing really hard, I will let out like a grunt or whatever. But most people are like screaming and shouting in the gym when they're on a fucking like, you know, a pendulum squat or hack squat or something like that. It is put on, right? Like, I'm in serious fucking pain in a lot of sets that I'm doing, but I'll actually try and hold in the screaming and shout. Do you get me? Like, if I leave out a grunt or leave out a little bit of a scream, right, I am in serious fucking pain. But I try not to, because like, just don't be a cunt in the gym sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So like, I would purposely hold in the fucking screaming and the shouting. And if I do have a little bit of a grunt or whatever the case may be, then you know basically that I'm suffering, right? And I'm in pain. So yeah.
No, but I understand that. It's like when they say unrack the, I don't know, whatever machine they're on, and it's from rep 1, and they're like, I'm like, shut up.
Like the Mike Israel seated leg curls, that sort of thing.
I'm like, from rep 1, like, come off it.
I know, it is a little bit fucking retarded like that, but bodybuilding mix, I'd really have to like think about that. That's a really good question, Jack. I'd have to like really sit down and think about that. Like, what other bodybuilding mix do I have? Because I have fucking loads of bodybuilding mix. People weighing 60 kilos soaking wet wearing Gasp t-shirts. Don't know why. You know, Gasp is just like the like branch worn open bodybuilder kind of a gym wear brand, isn't it? But it's just been taken over by fucking fellas who've only going to be going to the gym for like 2 weeks. I know that's like, you can't be saying that. Like, you can't tell someone what they can and can't wear. But me and Mantis, a fellow Irish bodybuilder, we're already having this conversation. There should be a weight limit on wearing Gasp clothing, and I definitely think there should be. I definitely think, unless you're like Sean Clarita, obviously, you know what I mean. But yeah, there should be a muscle limit on wearing Gasp clothing, to be perfectly honest. So. Yeah,
I have a few. I really do.
Yeah.
There's a long list for me. Another one for me is when people just, where are you going?
I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Where are the services? They're up this way. Yeah, I'm just making sure I don't fucking go past them. Lovely stuff. Anyway, go on, Chloe.
When people be posting stuff on their Instagram, say maybe it might be a meal or whatever, and like, I just know behind the scenes you do fuck all.
Oh yeah, just fake shit on Instagram. That's definitely bodybuilding.
That kills me, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's loads of them. Like, I could think of so many of them if I literally sat down and thought, I might revisit this. I
I won't start now because my list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
That's why I don't claim bodybuilding as a title, because I have a lot of things to say.
Right. This question: advice for someone starting out in online coaching, and what would you have done differently? I literally get this every single time I ask a Q&A. I'm sorry, at this stage it's like such a boring fucking question for me to answer. I'm going to answer the last part because like I'm like a parrot repeating myself with this question. I'm sorry, right? But what would you have done differently? Okay, here's one for you. All right. What I would have done differently is not just expected the clients to fall out of the sky for me. Okay. So the fact I had a really good physique and I was banging out really good results with my current clients and I was giving a high level of service to my current clients, that does not mean that you're instantly going to just fucking fall into 100 clients. Now, the really fucking annoying thing is that happens with some people. Some people, I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but a lot of people in the coaching game, they get really, really fucking lucky. Okay, they just get really lucky. And I have never been someone who has gotten lucky at all. So what I'd say is, don't expect to be lucky, okay? Don't expect the clients to fall out of the sky for you. You are going to have to work your bollocks off. So basically, I wouldn't have been as lazy and complacent as I was at the very beginning. I would have just grafted my bollocks off. I would have posted way more. I would have just fucking got the fuck after it in terms of like what I was actually doing. And I wouldn't have just, expected a different outcome, pretty much. So where the fuck is this service station? This is fucking really annoying me now because I don't know where the fuck we're going. But yeah, I would have just gone a lot harder with it, a lot quicker. This is literally like the longest. It's up here. It's the longest ever like exit to service station that I've ever taken, guys. That's a bit of a joke. So yeah, look, people always ask me something. Advice for up and coming online coaches, and I click into their Instagram page, and there's no content there, right? There's no educational content. There's no informational content. There's no documenting their current journey, right? Maybe sometimes if I'm lucky, there's a couple of training clips. Guess what? Potential clients don't want to see you training, right? It's like you're doing absolutely nothing right now to become a coach. You get me? So like, you need to ask yourself this question, right? This very important question, okay? Am I someone that I would hire myself? So I've always asked myself this. If I went back and I was 17-year-old Dara right now, would I go onto my current Instagram page and would I hire me to coach him? Okay? And if you look at your coaching page and you ask yourself, if I was 4 years younger now, I looked at this Instagram page, would I hire myself? If the answer is no, then you need to do whatever you need to do so that you'd hire yourself. Okay? So look at coaches that you'd potentially hire right now, right? Like, would you hire me? Go onto my Instagram. What can you see? I post every single day.
You're going into the cost
Right?
drive-through.
I post every single day. Actually, at the moment, I'm posting twice a day most days. Sometimes 3 times a day. I'm posting educational content. I'm posting opinionated-based content. I'm posting some controversial stuff. I'm posting a lot of stuff about shows my personality, shows what I'm about, my ethos, my personal brand. You could say. I'm showing my physique. I'm showing my training, that I know how to train. Right? I am constantly sharing client results on my stories, etc., etc. It's like, you know, I'm doing all the things that I need to do to get leads in the door, to get people to inquire about coaching me, right? I am an authority, right? I'm showing that I know what I'm doing from multiple different perspectives. I'm showing that I have the knowledge. I'm showing that I walk the walk, you know, and I'm actually consistent and I show up on social media, okay? So it's like, if you fucking post once in a wet week on Instagram, don't expect to get clients, all right? It's like, that's my number one advice to people. It's like, don't just fucking talk about it, or don't just want it. Like, be about it and do it, right? Less asking me, how do I get coaches, or what would I do as an online coach? Like, you know, like Chris Williamson would say, it's like, thinking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. You gotta do the fucking thing, okay? And people will go through so much fucking mental masturbation, all right? Where they'll think about posting content. What do I need to post? What's good content to post? What camera should I use to record YouTube videos? What mic setup should I use? Blah, 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 right? They'll waste all this fucking time on all this useless things instead of just picking up the camera, recording, posting information. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Okay? So just do the fucking thing. Everything else is a distraction, right? Coach clients, get good results, share those results, share the behind the scenes you're coaching, get in the gym, improve your knowledge, learn, just post. Content. Anything to add to that, Chloe?
No.
All right. I'm bursting for a piss, guys.
I'm going to wet myself as well.
I'm going to go in. I'm going to eat my rice pudding with my whey and my berries. I'm going to go to the toilet. And then we're going to hit the road for the last stint. And I'm going to spend the rest of the time with Chloe, because she needs my undivided attention before I head away.
He doesn't seem sad at all, guys. He doesn't like.
She said this to me earlier. She's like, "You don't seem sad at all." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah, I told him, you should be missing me already.
I'll be sad tomorrow now when I'm at home on my own without her there.
Because we do spend a lot of time together.
We sure do. We
are best friends.
Yeah, we're attached to the hip, so we are. Honestly, I don't like going anywhere without Chloe, really, to be honest.
And I think that's the foundation of a good relationship, guys. You need to be best friends.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
There should be no judgment.
Yeah. And on that bombshell, guys.
Yeah.
We'll end that there. So hopefully you enjoyed the Q&A. I know there was only like 7 questions or whatever, but we waffled on in depth on those. Well, I did. Chloe had some small contributions here or there to make.
Yeah, I did.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And the next time you'll see Chloe will be in like a month.
Yeah. And hopefully I'm tanned.
Oh, she'll be tanned then. She'll be tanned legend. But I'll be starting prep at that stage. So, time for me to get peeled and tanned, boys. All right, guys. I'm bursting, so I'm going to leave that there.
Bye.
Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.